Tim Taylor, and it's March 25th, and I have some great news to share with you. Update on our orphans and what's happening with their escape from Myanmar, Burma, to India. What I want to do, I want to go back and I want to share with you via our blog some of the communication that came forth. So I first communicated with you February 16th about the challenge that they faced because the military junta began to force young people into conscription into their army. Anybody 18 to 34 was being forced to serve in their military, their junta, that stole their nation 2 years before, 3 years before, because they've been losing. So anyway, then we talked about our great escape. This was launched on February 28th. So we're talking now. I'm giving you this report. It's less than a month since they escaped, and that escape was absolutely miraculous. Answers to prayer galore. I mean, it's amazing. It was Psalm 91 in action. It was Psalm 35 in action. It was, oh my goodness. Literally, 26 lives were saved because of you guys praying with us and helping them. I gave an update then in the middle of March, along with their plight that occurred because they escaped to the 11th most persecuted nation in the world. And when you put that in context, I mean, think about that. The 11th most persecuted nation in the world for Christians was safer than where they were at by a long shot. So they're not being attacked now and under gunfire or bombing daily like they were before. But now they're relatively safe physically, but that does not mean it's not been without challenges. And so, one of the last articles I wrote, I gave an update about their plight and about how they had found a place, and I shared some of that information where they moved in. But I also shared about the challenges, the persecution from local people, and how to pray about that. Well, now I have another update, and I know y'all want to see this, and I want to share some of this with you, which, by the way, you can find all those things I referred to on our blog, and or if you go to my YouTube channel under Tim Taylor Training on YouTube, you'll be able to find all these videos that are associated with the articles and much more. Like, for example, I put out a prophetic word regarding Purim and Palm Sunday, and how they both, those dates falling on the same day, point to practical and spiritual preparations the Lord is using to communicate these. This is a sign to us to prepare to make way for the King, prepare practically, but also prepare spiritually to meet our Heavenly Father. Anyway, I want to get on to and share with you some of these reports from our kids, our kingdom family. And so here, this was just reported 4 days ago. Now you can understand, when they first moved into this building, this structure, there were no air vents. In fact, this was merely a concrete room filled with cement bags. That's all there was. And since that time, they have transformed it. They put in power. They brought in water. They brought in they built furniture. They built a platform for sleeping on. They've made a floor. Over here, that's the charcoal that they use for heating. It's much colder there than what they were accustomed to. So they've been struggling with some health issues and whatnot, especially John Mark. John Mark says, please pray for his health because he's hurt his back trying to move some of the bigger stuff, as well as he's gotten sick. And so he's been dealing with that there. And here they are. They're lying down to sleep here. And in the tool that we use to communicate securely, he communicates here how after, and this was right after the people locally were being so mean and so rude to them. But God has done another miracle. The place where they're staying happens to be somebody that has even more authority than those that were fussing at them and trying to put all these restrictions on them. So God has already placed them with an advocate that's helping them. But he says, after all that, we begin to encourage the children to dance, sing new songs, and learn new songs because it was a way to relieve the stress and the anxiety that comes with all these changes that are going on. So this is a picture of them dancing. And this is Sophia and her daughter teaching them a new song and teaching them a new dance. Aren't they cute? Yeah, pictures of them, and this is a local area. They actually are in a place called Zote, which is right outside of Champai. And here they're showing how cold it is actually what he's trying to communicate to me. Anyway, he's struggling with his health right now and would appreciate prayer for that. But I received this email just this morning, and he's describing their challenges. And so part of the challenge, in fact, I'll just read the email to you. It says, Dear Tim, greetings in Jesus' name. I hope you are doing well by God's grace. Thank God we are overwhelmed with confidence and peace through your love and support. It comes in my mind in times of Nehemiah rebuilding Jerusalem, how Sanballat and Tobiah and Geshem opposed the work of the Lord. Here, though some attacked us, it will make us to walk closer with God. Please continue to pray for my health as my back is still in pain and it looks like my kidney is also in pain. I trust the Lord will heal me soon. One thing I would like to discuss is that about transportation. Here in the village, here in the village farm, there is no hospital or market. We cannot walk on food or go to the hospital or to the market to Champai as it's too far. I wish if we could afford to buy a motorcycle for emergency purposes today. I asked the shop and the price for a simple motorcycle is 140,000 rupees, which equates to $1,750. Used motorcycle runs about 1,000. I wish for a new one if possible to avoid repairs again and again. Thanks so much for your love and support. Much love and blessings. And so here's a picture of what he's asking for. Now, you have to understand, these folks left with little more than the clothes on their back and what they could carry. They left behind a home, a boys' dorm, a girls' dorm, computer equipment for training and teaching, and their transportation, because he had a truck that could haul, as I recall, I would guesstimate he could probably haul like 15, 16 people in that truck, as well as he had 3 other motorcycles as well. That's what we had helped them develop over the years. They had to leave all that. And so now they're in a place with no transportation. So this is what he's asking for. Now, here's the truth. We are trying to help them with immediate needs, and I would encourage y'all to pray and obey. I don't like coming back and saying all this time we have need of this, we have need of this, need of that, but here's the truth. They do have need of it. And it's a very challenging situation. So I merely ask you to pray and obey. Let's sow into that. But know this, our focus is not just on temporary needs. In fact, we're already looking long term. We've been looking long term for a long time. I've been working with John Mark since 2006. I've been working with Nani, Apostle Nani, in, in India since 2009. And the strategy has always been to restore my father's house of prayer, restore David's tabernacle, build his house of prayer for all nations. Both John Mark and Nani have both worked on that in their respective nations. In fact, John Mark took the strategy we used to the underground church in Malaysia back, 6, 7 years ago. And he took it throughout Burma as well, in Myanmar. And it was through that our house of prayer was built, working with 7 denominations. So that's always been the long-term goal and focus. The orphanage came out of that prayer focus. Now, they have been forced to move to India. Brenda and I want to go there in the near future so we can begin to prayerfully consider and explore, Father, what aren't their immediate needs, but Lord, what's your long-term plan? Because this didn't surprise you. So we're trying to look at it. It's like, Lord, it's amazing that in all this, you're connecting these 2 diverse folks, these groups together through us. So we're trying to simply explore, Father, what is your will? And we want to explore the possibility of establishing more embassies or bases or apostolic resource centers in this place. And we see this as a possibility since we have two of these leaders coming together with their two respective works with a common vision, uh, um, common character, common values, common mission, and we're going to begin to explore. Father, what's your plan? Because as you recall, with the work that I shared from 2019, I shared how there had been between both countries and the strategy we had mobilized prayer during that time frame, more than 40 million people came to Christ during that season. The Christian Post reported how the Christian population more than doubled in India and it raised by 50% in Burma. And that all coincided with the establishment of the strategy we were using to build that canopy of prayer. Now we actually have 9 of the 28 Indian states represented. And if we get work established there in Mizoram, well, that will make it 10 of the 28. So that's part of what we want to begin to pray into and explore. In the meantime, I would encourage you, would you prayerfully consider we need two things. In just a few days, I need to be able to send them $2,302 to meet their budget for this coming month for food, rent, transportation, as well as their school tuition, that kind of thing. And then also we want to meet this transportation need as well. And we'd like to get them a new motorbike. So I'd like y'all to pray into that. Just pray, move as you are led. Pray and obey because it's obedience that my Father rewards. So I pray the Lord bless you, keep you. I trust for those that you have sown, you should be so incredibly encouraged because this is fruit that's being added to your account. You have, it talks about, Jesus says, no one who gives a cup of cold water to one of my little children shall in no way lose their reward. So this is powerful. It's amazing. It has temporary, but also eternal impact for them and for you. And our goal is to raise up these kids to be transformers in their respective nations to see our Father's will done. So I pray the Lord bless you, keep you. I hope this has been encouraging to you, and I'll share more as we know more in the future. Bless you.